Good evening, race fans. Welcome to Porsche Cup Challenge. Happy, happy Thursday, and wow, it looks like we've got a lot of drivers. We're going to have a hell of a race tonight. and yeah, welcome to watching our race. Welcome to anyone watching it back. Hope you enjoy. My name, I guess I'll start with my name. My name is Michael McLeod. I'll be the broadcaster for your race tonight. The owner of this league, and yeah, it's been quite a ride to see that to see this league grow to this point. We now have was it 40 cars? I remember when this league first started, and there's only 4 cars on the grid, 6 cars, and to see it grow to this is absolutely amazing. I hope that everyone out here has an absolute blast on the track. Hopefully there's minimal chaos going on, and yeah, we'll just see how that goes and how that story plays out. This season, there's a lot that's changed. We've got a new tire compound on all the Porsche Cup cars, so a lot of the drivers are battling that challenge of oh, sounds like someone had a crash. I'm not sure who that was, but you can hear the crash sounds in the background. Yeah, the new tire compound in this Porsche Cup car is quite a challenge. There's been quite a few updates and changes that have gone on in this car. So this will be the first race of our season with all of these changes, new tire compound, new everything. So it's going to be very interesting to see how do the drivers handle that for the whole race length. We're going to have well, to quickly go over our race format for our league, of course, we've got our open qualifying, which you're all watching right now. We got 15 minutes open qualifying. You got 4 laps maximum that you can drive out there. Can't do any more, which means I would say qualifying is going to take you about 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, I'd say, and so that's going to guarantee there's open space somewhere on the track for you. As you can see, some drivers have waited and chosen to go out a little bit later. A whole bunch of drivers went out super early trying to gain that open air right at the very beginning. And now we're just looking at the last group of drivers. And holy smokes, there's a lot. I can't get over how many cars are on track. I don't know how I'm gonna follow this. I'm all on my own here, folks. This is I'm absolutely flabbergasted. That's all I can say. I'm speechless with the amount of cars, and I just can't wait to see how this goes. Turn 1 is gonna be a hell of an adventure, and just yeah, especially with from our heat race into our feature. So our sprint heat race is 15 minutes. That's normal gridding, but into our feature race, we're gonna have a reverse grid of our top 8. So that's gonna be a real game changer this season to have a reverse 8. So what it's gonna do is, you don't have to be just only the fastest driver to win our championship. You also have to have the highest level of racecraft. And it's going to offer the people who have pace and racecraft in combination to be able to win our championship throughout the whole season's length. It's not just the guy who can run away with it and have excellent starts every single race. No, you got to have a lot more. And that's what we're trying to actually challenge everyone in, is who's got the whole package. And of course, we've got the addition of the pro and the amateur division. We're going to be splitting our field after our first 3 races, not right away. After our first 3 races, we're going to be tracking iRating. We're going to be tracking qualifying times, qualifying positions, finishing positions in the sprint race, and just general points as well, just to see how everyone ends up. And we're going to try and sort that the best as possible. And so we could have an amateur division of say 60-70%, or it could be 50%. We're going to try and balance it out so that it's even. And Yeah, we've still got, it looks like 2.5 minutes left in our qualifying. Looks like most drivers, I think, have finished. If any of you guys watching right now have a shout out for any of your favorite drivers, let me know. I'll just give them a shout out and wish them luck if they could hear me, or you know, maybe they'll feel proud that one of their friends that watched the race live. Or if anyone's wives are watching, you know. Yeah, good luck on that one. Tell Mike Walsh to hurry up and get good. I like it. Yeah, you hear that, Mike? You got to qualify better than 24th, if that's where you end up anyways. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers out on the grid still trying to qualify, maybe a little bit more. So it looks like we're going to use up all of our time in qualifying. And yeah, there was something I had on my mind I wanted to say. I forget what it was. Oh, yeah. The thing I had in my mind is that if any of you have Amazon Prime, please, please, please use your Amazon Prime free subscription that you get with your Twitch account when you link it. Please use it on our PCC Twitch account. All the money we get from subscriptions from your Twitch Prime, which is, of course, no cost to you, we use it towards all of the league payouts and all of the fees and expenses in broadcasts, because the broadcast, everything costs money. So if you all use your Amazon Prime, it supports the league, supports the payouts, and of course, the more Amazon Prime subscriptions we get, the higher the payouts can be. So if you've got that Amazon Prime, please use it. Please subscribe to our channel. And yeah, and just watch the league grow just as it's done already. Looks like we've got 30 minutes. We got, 30 seconds, 10 seconds now, 10 seconds left. And then our qualifying is done. I'll be able to bring up the grid, and we have quite a large grid. I hope I can cover everyone throughout the race. I'm going to try and get the most exciting parts possible. This is going to be my first go at such a large grid, so let's see how I do. That's all I can say about that. So we got our qualifying results right here. We got Patrick Hingston on pole. Congratulations, Patrick Hingston, our first pole of the season. Marco Valverde. If I say any names wrong, just please give me a shout after the race. Manrique Valverde. Brothers, cousins, I'm not quite sure. Daniel Thomas in 4th. Andre Espinoza, Abigail Mayday, Charlie Pouyer, Michael Hownick, Ryan Winfeld, Michael Carrillo, Carl Ribbon, Kevin Pace. Am I even going to get through this in time? Diego Mateo, Ariel Julian, Dan Marrero, Emmanuel Ojo, Kevin Sudu, Aaron Hall, Simon Fells, Sean Mulholland, Mark Santana, Oswald. I'm not even going to get through this. I can't do it. I'm going to just show you guys the grid. I'm never going to make the race start. Sorry. I'm sorry to everyone blower here, but I just cannot make it. Looks like Mark Lampert chose just to not qualify. Okay. So we're going to just change our camera view. Let's get a view of that grid, and we get to look at Barney, the flag guy. We got 25 seconds just waiting for more cars. Look at all those beautiful, beautiful cars that we've got on the grid. A lot of cars. This is the most we've ever seen. So yeah, call me nervous. I'm real curious to see how this goes. Yeah, okay, looks like we got 3, 2, 1, green. Okay, here we go. We got the lights coming on right now. Lights are on, engines are revving up, and lights are off and away we go. We got a great start from a lot of cars. Oh, and we have a big crash in the middle of the field. That's going to be a lot of chaos. Oh, no, and that's half the grid. We're going to have to take a look at what happened there. But I'd say half of the grid is gone. They're going to be towing back to the pits, and we're going to have to take a look at exactly how that went later on. But that was quite a crash. Everyone's worst nightmare just happened. But yeah. Looks like they're coming. I'll just quickly bring up our timing tower. Looks like Patrick Hingston has taken a commanding lead so far. We're starting to run away from Daniel Thomas. Andre Espinoza looks like he's up one position. Marco Valverde is down a bunch. And we have a lot of cars just all very close together. We have even though we had that massive crash, we still have a large amount of cars all very much within a pack to each other. While we got a moment, let's actually take a quick look at what happened there. I'm going to go with this. I just want to do this real quick. So this is the replay. Someone got a little bit wild. Oh! Of course, it's always the Red Bull car. It's always the Red Bull car, I gotta say. And there's the chaos that everyone wanted to see but didn't really want to see, and it happened anyways. Okay, so back up to that front pack, because this is now where the racing really is. And we'll stop looking at that unfortunate accident. Patrick Hingston has started to pull a large gap on second place of Daniel Thomas. So now Daniel Thomas has a handful of Marco Valverde on his tail. Marco's now going for that inside line, coming into turn one, making that pass on Daniel Thomas, putting Daniel Thomas though in a perfect spot to draft back potentially, and with Andre Espinoza directly behind him. So let's see, are they going to be patient heading into this bus stop, or are they going to try and push their luck and battle for every single position that counts? Looks like they're going to go for the positions. Marco's taking that inside line, and Daniel backs out at the last possible moment just to keep it safe. Of course, Abigail and Manrique are directly behind, so one small slip up from any of these drivers and you're going to have quite an event happening. We got Ryan Winfeld with Charlie Puyer going on the inside around this turn. Looks like Ryan's got the favorable inside line going up this hill. Charlie's got to go a long way around, and that's not doing him any favors. And it looks like it looks like a new driver here in this purple car. Michael Carrillo is able to make a pass on Charlie with that door that was opened up. Sometimes making a pass is not always the best decision, and that's just what you saw right there. And it's put him back one spot, and now Ariel Julian is right on his tail with Carl Ribbing directly behind him. So right back up to now after lap 2, right back up to second position, Patrick Hingston started pulling away. So we're not going to focus on him too much because he's got quite a sizable gap. The racing is right here between Daniel Thomas, Marco Valverde, Andres Espinoza, Manrique Valverde, Michael Hownick, Abigail Mayday, and the list just goes on. These guys all have contact, guys and girls, all have contact with each other all the way back to, of course, P12 of Carl Ribbing, who's now coming up that hill. This car with the new updated aerodynamics and everything, the draft is very different. It's not quite as powerful as it was before. Looks like Daniel Thomas is coming up on some lapped cars, so this is going to get really interesting. And that's going to be a game changer for our front pack. A little bit of an oopsie. That may be one for the stewards. Daniel Thomas has massive damage, but unfortunately, hasn't lost too many positions. I did see one car from that group spin. Not sure who that was. It looks like it was. I'm not sure who that was, but and that's placed Andres Espinoza from that little bit of a mess back into second position. Andre, being a tough competitor as we saw last season in the races he was able to compete in, he's back in his comfort zone near the front of this grid with Manrique and Michael Howanick directly behind, on Abigail directly behind. A lot of tough customers, all right there. Wow. And this sizable grid that we've got with 40 cars, the chaos did not disappoint. That's exactly what we were looking for in a way. Having a larger grid, you're going to have a lot of chaos, and it's not going to just be straight pace. You got to have your wits about you to be our top driver or top 10. You got to have your qualifying, you got to have your sprint race, you got to have your traffic management, your feature, everything. You got to be the whole package, and that's what we're seeing tonight, is exactly who's the whole package, and it's going to be a little bit growing pains, to be honest. We got Andres in P2. Patrick is pulling very sizable gap. The gap has grown even more. Wow. So we got Charlie, who's trying to gain back a few spots.
You son of a bitch.
I have to mute my chat. Looks like Charlie is still in P9. He's trying to gain back that position on Michael Carrillo. He's not having the greatest time of it.
Why do you have to be so stupid?
I gotta mute that. How do I mute that? That is... Sorry about this, but how do I turn off? Enable, there you go. Thank you. I'm sorry about that, but that's gotta get changed. Oh no! Just as I looked away for a quick second, absolute chaos. One car lost grip, went a little bit wide, a little bit into the wall, and look at what's happened. I think that was Marco Valverde that lost control, and he's now in a very unfortunate position. He's in the pits, and yeah, that's the toughness that this car now brings to the table with these new tires and all of the updates and all this stuff on the car. It's a very different car to drive, and you're not gonna be able to drive it like you were able to last season. The tire wear is going to be extremely important from very beginning to very end. So you got to be the whole package to be a top driver in our league now at this point. And I'm going to actually, we're going to have move to I'm actually now bringing in a guest commentator for our evening, Adam Morrow. Are you there, Adam? Is Adam there? Hey, how's it going, Adam? Yeah, I just gotta make sure... Okay, say something? I gotta make sure you're coming through the microphone for all the viewers here. Not right now. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Test.
I just gotta change that to this. Okay, there. You should be good to go now.
Test.
Perfect, you're coming through. Okay, hey, welcome Adam Morrow, one of our drivers. He wasn't able to make the race, so now he's in the broadcast booth with me. And so what are you seeing of our race tonight? What do you think?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, it's a great track, real tough one to keep your momentum through, and what a great group of guys you got here. You got the field of 40, like you were saying earlier on the broadcast, of how quickly this league you've created has grown. It's great to see.
Yeah, and you were one of our first drivers, so you remember when there was not very many cars on the grid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it's great to see, you know, Hawanick there, Ryan Winfield, they're having some great drives right now up in the top 10. Simon Fell right in. These are great drives for these guys. I'd like to see them continue that, especially, I'm rooting for Winfield. He's always a little bit of an edge in front of me, and him running just outside the top 5 there. Let's see if his savvy racecraft can get him in the top 5.
Yeah, definitely. They're saying you've got a bit of an echo, so let me just fix that right there. Okay, your echo should be gone now. Yeah.
Better there?
Yep, it should be better now. Right now, I'm just following along with Andre Espinoza, who's battling it out for P2 with Manrique. Yeah, perfect, he says. With Manrique, Valverde, and Michael Houghton directly behind. Of course, any mistake from Andre or Manrique is going to leave the door wide open for Michael Houghton, Abigail, and Ryan to start walking right through. Daniel Thomas, who had a lot of misfortune earlier in this race, as we all saw, is still in P7. So he's placed himself in excellent position for our longer feature race in P7 with our reverse grid of top 8. It's actually going to put him in a really great spot to potentially run away with it. We'll see what he can do. Dan Morera, if he can keep it up, will be in our top position in the start of our feature race. Just following along right now, with Andre Espinoza and Manrique Valverde. They're heading into the bus stop. These two are the closest cars together on track right now. And we've got, 3.5 minutes left?
Yeah. Look at that top 6 is pretty tight. Look at Winfield. He's going to really turn it on this last stage of this race, trying to catch in and get by Mayday or make his life a lot more uncomfortable winding down these last few laps.
Oh, definitely. And that's Michael Hallenick's trademark move, is to get faster as the race goes on. I don't know how he does it. He makes it happen. And it's his last laps that are always his fastest.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like it's like a diesel engine. Once he gets warms up, look out. He'll just keep clipping these off, and it's great to see him up there. It seems like more and more he belongs up there, right? He's building up that confidence to run up with these top guys and hunt them down at the end of the race, like you're saying.
Definitely. And Abigail Mayday didn't race in our league sessions and races too much last season, but has had a significant increase in pace this season to be up in P5. And with the qualifying lap that Abigail had, absolutely incredible driver growth from her this season already. And the traffic management, I know Abigail comes from a oval background primarily, and so that traffic management that comes along with it has definitely paid off.
And like you said, I think a lot of that comes down to credit to the league. The Porsche Cup Challenge on the Tuesdays. What a great way to cut your teeth, get used to your starts, and throwing it in guys with the less fear of ruining someone's race. It really gets you to flex those muscles to get into the sweet spot of your driving career. So it's a great league to see that sort of improvement come over. Even just in a few weeks, you can, at least in my driving, I felt a huge increase just on the layout and format of the Porsche Cup Challenge.
Yeah, and also we're starting to host our practice race sessions even more now. So I'm sure that's gonna multiply the growth of any driver who wishes to participate there as well. Right now I'm just following along with Michael Houghton. He's got a little bit of a gap that's opened up from him to the last from Manrique and Andres. But of course, Ryan and Abigail are closer than ever. I'm not sure why Abigail let Ryan by right there. That may have been a strategic, hey, I'll let you by because I know the reverse grid is coming. This is our final lap type thing. But we can only find out, I guess, next feature race if that was actually the plan.
Yeah. I guess to Ryan's view, he wasn't giving him much time to breathe there. Mayday was definitely under some heat there. Do we have two Valverde? Is that two brothers or same family in the same race there?
I'm not sure if they're
Marco and Manrique.
I'm not sure if they're brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles. I'm not sure.
Nonetheless, that's got to be a blast, fight for the family who gets the bragging rights each race.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a little bit of luck and a whole lot of just placing yourself in just the right spots to get into the top positions here, of course.
Yeah, you said it's crazy. 40-man field cut down to our top 10 there, down to the last few laps. Unreal.
Absolutely unreal. And I know that there's someone out there giving a shout out for Mike Walsh. I'm gonna just quickly take a look. Oh, just as I was gonna go to Mike Walsh, he crashed.
Oh no, the announcer's curse.
Just as I was gonna say, hey, Mike Walsh is doing real well out there, he crashed. So, yeah. Oh well, I tried for.
Yep.
I'm not sure who is it, JC Phoenix. I tried to get him on there, but yeah, he crashed out on you, and there we go. So now we got the final lap, and these guys are coming around the final few corners, trying to get those final few positions, the last bit of points that they can possibly get. Andres and Manrique are really going at it. You can see how close they are right now. They're bumper to bumper coming around that final corner. I don't think that Manrique is going to be able to do it. Of course, Patrick Hingston has won our first sprint race. Congratulations, Patrick. And here comes Andres, Manrique, Michael Howanick in fourth, Ryan Winfeld, Abigail Mayday, Daniel Thomas able to recover with a very badly damaged, very unhappy looking car to come across in P7 and still be a part of that reverse grid chaos. Dan Morera in P8, Charlie Puyer in P9, Simon Fell in P10, Kevin Pace, Ariel Julian, Mike Walsh. Oh no, he didn't crash. I got that all wrong. Something, I don't know.
I saw him dropping. You never know with the scoring, but no, I did see him dropping.
I did see him dropping. I'm not sure what happened, but Mike Walsh coming across in P3, so he's our steady Eddie of the evening.
Wow, yeah, Hingston. Well, that'll be an interesting one to watch in the next race for sure. Espinoza and Valverde, what a race to the finish. Howanick, Winfield, great race right to the end, moving up 4 positions on each guys, and a good shout out for Simon Fell. Wow, up 9 positions, solid top 10. That's a driver that's improving week in, week out.
I got Jeffrey Murillo up 24 positions.
Wow.
Luke Daniel up 23. Young Choi up 19. Taylor Maston up 20. There's a lot of movers and shakers of this evening.
Great drives. Makes you wonder, right? Who got caught up in some of those big pileups that have a bone to pick in the next race that are going to want to show their stuff.
Oh, definitely. And we have adjusted our point scheme for our season just slightly to make room for our reverse grids. I think there's still some cars on the. Yep, there's. Oh, there we go. We have a 1-minute warm-up just to give the drivers a little bit of a break, put the broadcasters, of course, on an island where they have to talk about themselves or talk about the race.
Let those guys' heart rates come down. I mean, mine's up there too, watching that. What a race.
Oh, wow. Definitely. Let me see. I should be able to pull up. There
you ever been to Watkins Glen? Out in it's kind of near the Finger Lakes there. It's a real nice area. I had a conference out there for work and did some driving around. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah, I've actually I'm 5 hours from there, I think.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So I'm not actually very far from there. But I haven't actually been. I've only been to Mosport and the tracks around Toronto. But I one day I'm gonna go do. Of course, the Watkins Glen.
Yeah, it's quite the history there. It sounds like 1948 it started. It used to have just like 15 cars, 8 laps, Grand Prix, and to see how it evolved into the Grand Prix area, 1961. And in the modern area now, a lot of the improvements they've made to the track, the S's, obviously the bus stop, makes for some great racing.
So I actually want to bring up real quick, what is our weather? We got 44 Celsius is our track temp. So it's quite hot. just a little hotter than what we see in our pub races.
Yeah, I wasn't able to cut too many laps around the track with the new car, and Mike Evo has been pretty good at feeling out and testing how the car reacts. What are these guys up against out there?
I would say that the front end reacts a little bit more lazy, but the feedback it gives you is much more accurate. The car used to be very much on knife edge, as if you're always battling it against as if you're riding a teeter-totter. And now I would say that the car basically is telling you exactly what it's asking for. It's obvious. So here we go. The cars are actually starting up. Lights are on. Lights are off, and away we go. And we've got an excellent start. It looks like no chaos this time. Everyone's going to finish our 30-minute feature race, hopefully. Heading into turn 1, we got a lot of 2 wide, 3 wide, and this is a lot of cars coming through.
Wow, look at that.
Everyone is coming through nice and clean. Oh, yeah. And there's all the cars coming up the hill. It looks like Daniel Thomas is starting to run away at the very, very front, taking advantage of that reverse grid. Wow, this is an absolute beautiful sight to see all of these cars coming around. This is absolutely amazing. 1, 2 cars going a little bit wide coming around that bus stop, not having so much luck. Able to keep it safe at least, no crashes, nothing too crazy.
Nice gentleman way there to stay off the track and not ruin anyone else's races.
Definitely props to them for making that little extra effort. That's what we all come to see here, you know? Oh, it looks like
Thomas, duck and run, get out of there, run to the hills, buddy, get out.
Aaron Hall has crashed. Marco Castro has crashed. I see a lot has happened. Marco Valverde went off the track. He was definitely in one of those spots where not a place he wanted to be in, so he had to make up a lot of positions to try and get back up to that front pack. And I don't think he had a good time trying to do that. Let me just take a quick look. Oh, and this is... crash has already happened. So he's trying to go around the outside, and I think he hit the grass a little bit. Oh, no. That may be one for the stewards. We'll have to see, but that's just unfortunate luck, and yeah. So back up to the
99, a great one.
Yeah. So let's go right back up to the front. We're following along with Daniel Thomas, who's starting to run away from the field. But of course, he's got Michael Houneck, who's now in second place. And very capable. These two drivers definitely know each other from last season. They've run against each other a lot. We got Abigail Mayday, who's a new customer up at the front, with Patrick Hingston, who's a new driver in our league, and who's already showed what he can do, running away with that last race. Oh! And we've got some unfortunate contact.
Oh, no.
It looked like Manrique went around and collected Ryan Winfeld, unfortunately. And that's just sometimes how it goes. Luckily, it looked like Ryan's able to get away with minimal to no damage. So that's going to do him well that he's got a lot of race left to try and make up what he's just lost. Let's bring up the Dan Marrero and Andre Espinosa is going up the inside on Dan Marrera. Dan Marrera had that huge advantage of being P1 at the very start of this race. And he's slowly losing that, but he's still in a real great spot to score some real great points. And wow, I can't believe Mike Walsh in 9th position. Walsh in 9th position. So let's go right up to Andres Espinosa. Just take a quickie look, and then we're going to start working our way through the field, of course. He's got to catch up to Abigail, Patrick, and then Michael Houneck. So those guys have a little bit of a gap, so they're going to be battling themselves, essentially, and the tires for the next while. So the battle will be battle between cars at the moment. It's looking like it's Charlie and Carl Ribbing. These two definitely know each other from last season. So these two are real close together. They're going to have a long race of 25 minutes to go to see who can manage the tires. Directly behind them, they've got Mike Walsh, who's got Jeff Murillo and Ryan Winfeld on his tail. Definitely looking to pass. I know Ryan wants to try and get back up there as soon as he can, if I know Ryan, and I know Ryan. So he's going to definitely try and make the moves, but he's going to make it clean, I guarantee it. He's not going to try and push it too much. And I'd have to say he's going to go for the inside right here, just like that. He's got the inside line on Jeff Murillo. Braking a little bit harder, and he's able to make one pass, and now he's got Mike Walsh directly in front of him. Mike looks like he's got some damage, so that may help. That may help
Winfield
Ryan.
might have collected a little bit too, but man, Ryan has got that real great ability to really dive into those corners, lay on the brakes, and get in the race and clean and aggressive. You know, sometimes you look over, he just jumps right at you and makes a pass.
Definitely. And we've got
he's oh sorry, yeah.
we got a bunch of two wide further back in the field with Bradley Husty, Simon Fell.
Dogfight back there.
Yeah, I can see Ryan Winfield did make the pass on Mike Walsh, but we've got a massive dogfight. Actually, real quick, for P2, we got Michael Hownick and Patrick Hingston going too wide into the bus stop. And let's see how this goes. Hingston concedes the position, keeps it safe, and just tucks in behind Hownick. He's going to try and do an over-under around the carousel. Is he able to make it work? I'm not sure. It's real tough with these new tires to make a pass there, because the car definitely pushes a lot if you try and throttle too soon to make something like that work. So he wasn't able to quite make that work. Let's see, is he? Nope, he's going to just keep tucking in behind. Oh, he makes a dive to the inside just to try and poke a nose, but not quite enough. Hownick does keep him out and keeps his second position for now. So
it'll be interesting to see how Hownick runs this early in the race. He knows he's got a fast guy behind him. Is he going to make his life tough and keep him back there? I know if I was not in the position, I would have been really panicking trying to keep up with Thomas there to keep Kingston behind, but he's in a little bit of a high-speed chess match there.
Definitely. I'm just following along now with Bradley Husty, Simon Fell, Emmanuel Ojo, and this is a dogfight. This is one hell of a battle for, what is this, P18? P17?
That's what it's all about. Doesn't matter where you're at, as long as you're bumping, getting in there, and having a good old time battling. That's what it's all about. These guys must be having a battle.
Definitely. And this is exactly what I imagined in our league. And we got Simon Fell and Emmanuel Ojo. It looks like Emmanuel was able to make a pass on Simon. I think Simon went a little bit wide. And we've got a lot of moving and shaking throughout the field. A lot's happening. I can't even keep track. We got a lot of cars going too wide up the hills, up the S's.
Yeah, you need a small army keeping up with all this stuff.
I need, I think, 3 different computers to follow along. So I just heard crash. I heard tires screeching. Someone, he only took himself out, unfortunately. Looked like Tom Jenkins. Just following along with Luke Daniels, who just made a pass on, I believe he may have passed in what's behind Emmanuel Ojo. And have you done any races, full race lengths? I got Emmanuel Ojo's now coming up the right side on Daniels. Not able to make it stick. But, sorry.
Let's see what you cut underneath there. I like that livery there that Luke's got. That's great looking.
Definitely. Have you done full race lengths yet?
I haven't. I've done one official in the at this track here, and there's a big pileup. I was way off the pace, maybe running 148s, high 148s, 149s. But in that first area where the trouble happens, luckily for me, there was a big pileup. I was able to squeeze through and get away with the top 10. But definitely got to push my right foot down on that pedal more.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just watching this battle between Emmanuel Ojo and Luke Daniels, and they are battling for their lives back here for every little bit of track position. Um, I'm
And
seeing
Simon, he wants to get up there too. He had such a great finish in that first. Look at that. He's going to try to get in there.
up the inside into turn one. He's going to late brake, and he gets that spot.
There you go. Nice move.
I am seeing Patrick did, in fact, make it past Michael Hownick. I'm just trying to find the replay on that. I'm going to just do a quick replay of how did that happen. And it's the usual heading into the bus stop, it looks like. He took the inside, Hownick the outside. Hownick tucked in behind, hoping to just steal the draft and have him bring back up to Daniel Thomas.
Tough one to manage there. Look at that, cutting it in there and round that right-hand sweeper, fourth gear, just feathering through. Great drive, a nice pass, clean.
Yeah, and Patrick Hingston, who won our feature race, is now in second position. So that he started in 8th spot, and now he's up to second already, and on the tail of Daniel Thomas, starting to challenge for lead of this race. So it's looking like Patrick is, so far this season, is our driver to beat for the whole package.
Yeah, he's gonna be he's gonna have a target on his back. Clearly has the speed, so there's gonna be some hired guns out there to make his life a little tougher. Right? I know I would. It would be clean, but I wouldn't be doing him any favors too with speed like that. Look, he is just on it today.
Oh, definitely. I'm seeing Ryan Winfeld in P9. He's directly behind Dan Morera, who was P1 to start this race.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm sure he's got that heart of a lion. He got a bad slide out there at the beginning. He's going to be hot, and sometimes these guys, that's what it takes to really see their full potentials. When they get angry, get out there and get their blood flowing to get back up to where they were. And that's a great recovery, staying in the top 10 for Ryan Winfield.
I'm definitely going to have to guess that he's going to make a move heading into this bus stop if he can get up alongside. I don't think the draft is... Oh, he's got some damage, I think, because he wasn't able to get up alongside to make a move heading into that bus stop. Of course, there's a little bit of a front end push when you're following very, very closely, and he makes the dive to the inside on Dan Morera, and he's actually made that pass, and he's up into 8th position. You can start thinking about 7th and 6th on Carl and Charlie.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, Ryan has that ability to just really drive it in there, and if his blood's boiling now, these guys up in front, they ain't safe. He's coming.
Oh, he's definitely coming. So I'm going to go right up to the battle for the lead of this race with Daniel Thomas, Patrick Hingston. Patrick has now caught up to him, and he's within 0.3 of a second to Daniel Thomas. And that's putting him in a perfect spot to possibly pass him heading up the S's and along that straight towards the bus stop. 0.2 away. He's on his bumper right now. He can feel the heat of his engine's exhaust melting the front bumper of his car.
Yeah, he's huffing exhaust, taking the edge off in the second place there. Hingston's hungry to get it back. This is great. I mean, first round, these guys are still filling each other out, seeing who's got the speed, and let's see what they're made of. Let's see if Thomas can hold them off.
Let's see which line is Thomas going to pick. Thomas is going to pick the right lane position, and he's going to force Patrick. Oh, no, and Patrick wasn't able to get up alongside. He didn't want that lane position. He wanted the right lane position to make that pass. So Daniel Thomas has now possibly found his weakness. We'll have to see as this story plays out. He may have found a way to keep him out.
Wow.
Yeah. And if this battle keeps happening, I'm real curious if that'll bring Michael Hownick into play, who's really not that far back, with Abigail Mayday, Andres Espinoza, all guys and gals who are very capable of staying up at this front. We're about halfway. We got 16 minutes of racing left, and with these new tires, we're really gonna see how they hold up for the length of a race.
Halfway, and I'm sweating already.
Just watching
these guys.
Just watching this, it's insane.
Exactly.
I'm going to take a quick jump to Michael Carrillo, Manrique Valverde, and Mike C. Walsh. We're battling it out. It looks like Young Choi is there as well. And it looks like Young Choi and Manrique are going too wide. Manrique having a little bit of a damaged car, so a little bit of a disadvantage. Oh, what happened?
Look at that.
I just hear... I just hear, whoa, I'm like, what happened? What happened? So we got Young Choi and Manrique heading towards turn 1. I'm going to just change my camera to these two cars, of course. Manrique is going to take that inside under braking, I'm sure. Young Choi's going around the outside, not conceding the position, going to tuck in and just take that draft. And let's see. Oh, and I hear crashing somewhere. Or maybe my speakers are just going off like crazy, but I heard car crashing. Anyways, back to what we're looking at here. Manrique is going down that straight. Young Choi is going to take the left lane position with Manrique taking the right lane position through this bus stop. Young Choi is tucking in behind, and Manrique just got an excellent run through that bus stop. And Young Choi, did he spin? I don't know, but he just gave up a few spots.
He gave up. I'd like to see a little more. I'm racing Young Choi a couple times. I'd like to see him a little, not so much of a nice guy sometimes. Protect those insides, make him work for those passes. Because as his speed comes in, he could latch onto these guys and close the gap more into the top tier drivers there.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and who is that just went off? That was Michael Carrillo. So all those position gained just lost in one easy second, and that's definitely part of the challenge of this car. The Porsche Cup car, before it wanted to kill you, now it just wants to kill you softly.
You said it, that's one thing of announcing and not having enough seat time in their car. We don't know how these guys are reacting, how the track's unfolding. That's the great thing about this series and how it is. So I take that back. Young Cho, maybe he's playing it smart and his car's feeling some wear, and he's saying that these guys are going to push hard and he's going to grab them when they make mistakes. So
I would definitely prefer to be the conservative one as well, because on Young Choi going for the inside on Mike Walsh.
Look at that.
Oh, and then he spins. So maybe... Oh, he's got to hold his brakes for quite a while because there's a lot of cars coming through. He's just got to get out of the way, and that's the sportsman-like thing to do. And so now that he's off the track, we're not going to follow him anymore. Maybe that's just the broadcaster curse. I'm sorry, Young Choi.
Jeez, hey? Oh, man, that's too bad. But at the same time, those are learning experience. It was a great drive for him. He's going to get back on the track and settle that one out. I don't think we'll see him making that mistake again.
He's still in position 22 there, so it's not a horrible spot to be in a field of 40 cars, total.
Absolutely. And Simon fell there. Another guy just slowly creeping his way up, outside the top 20, just picking guys off, close on to Jeffrey Murillo there. So let's see if we can pick some guys up.
I'm actually now following along with Simon Fell, who just made a pass, I believe, on Jeffrey Murillo. And so now he's got some space he has to make up to get up to Bradley Husty. Oh, it looks like Mike Walsh has let by Osvaldo A. What's his last name?
Osvaldo Canadian, eh?
I guess so.
What is that?
It looks like an Argentina. I think that's Argentina.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just real quickly head up to our leader of our race, Patrick Hingston. I'm sorry if I'm not able to get everyone. Of course, we have a hell of a lot of cars, so I'm not able to look at absolutely everybody in this race. But I just want to quickly head right back up to our leader of our race, Patrick Hingston. He's not able to run away with it this race as he did last one. He's got a gap of only 1.4 seconds to Daniel Thomas, Michael Hounik, Abigail Mayday, Andres Espinoza. They're all very much in tow of him. So,
Yep.
And then behind that is a 10-11 second gap to Ryan Winfield, who's running an amazing recovery drive after that Unfortunate incident spin that happened.
Wow, up to 6. A good eye there, Mike. Up to 6. What a drive.
And he's past
Got a
the
big
light.
gap there, but he could put some insurance on Pouyer and send it in on 6th.
Definitely, and he's made the pass on Carl and Charlie Pouyer. Let me see if I can find exactly where that happened. I have a million notifications and things that have happened this race. I can't even describe how much is here. This is absolute insanity, and this is exactly what everyone was asking for, though. We sent out a driver survey last season and said, hey, what things would you like us to improve? And one of the comments was, well, I want bigger grid sizes. Well, here you go. You got it.
In your face. You're welcome, boys. Have fun. What a race.
Of course, we've got 3 drop weeks. Yeah, I can't even find the pass. Oh. Am I going to show the replay right now? No, I'm not, because Andres is not going to make a move, so it's okay. I can show this replay. This is the pass Ryan Winfeld made on Charlie Pouyer for 6. So here we go. Okay, so he got the inside on the exit, and then he had the favorable position coming into the next corner, and he was just able to snag that position to get into 6th. And it's just as simple as that for Ryan Winfeld.
Oh, makes it look so easy, doesn't he? Like that small little nudge in front to get the wheels in front in that corner. I tell you, I struggle with that every race I do. You just never know. You're on that sweet fine line of making a nice pass or locking them up and going off the track and potentially taking your competitor out with you.
Definitely. See, Michael Hownick is just making his way around some lap traffic. They've just had a little bit of a shakeup and brought each other closer together. And now that they're by that lap traffic, tripping over my own words, now that they're by that lap traffic, they're able to start picking up that pace again and getting right back up to Daniel Thomas, who's having the race of his life, being in 2nd position. Patrick Hingston having the race of his life, that's for sure, to lead a 40-car grid. That is incredible drive.
Wow. Hey, Mike, slip up all you want, man. You should probably have 4 monitors with a bunch of different things going on at once. I'm sitting here with the cold beverage and on the big screen sitting back and announcing. Got a lot going on there. Great announcing.
Yeah, we got Andres Espinosa close enough on Abigail Mayday to make a move heading down this straight into the bus stop. Let's see, does he do it? Is he going to take the inside, or is he going to just stay tucked behind? Looks like he's choosing to stay tucked behind. We only have 8 minutes left in this race, so he's going to start making the move or make it never. So we're going to have to see what he chooses and just follow along with this story as it goes. I'm going to start going through our field a little bit.
A quick question, just as we're on these. What do you think, Hownick? You think he is burned up his tires? You think he's concerned? You think he's solid there? Because these guys behind him, they could see him. They can smell blood. What do you think Mike's game plan is?
I know Hownick, and Hownick's definitely found a way to manage his tires. Little, I guess, unknown secret is he did a lot of go-karting in his youth, and did some I believe it's Formula Mazda, sponsored as a driver there in California. So he's got some racing background. It just all unfortunately ended in a motorcycle crash so now sim racing and just racing for fun is sort of where he's at. So he's got a lot of racing in his blood. So he's definitely got a way to manage his tires, I guarantee it.
Oh, that's some great insight. Love hearing those stories with the guys and how what makes simulating or iRacing like this with such a car such a good time to do it. So the racer's fire always comes out no matter what you're doing. The racer's going to be a racer.
Exactly. I'm just going to start going through the field a little bit to start picking off everyone that is new and not new and so on. Actually, real quick, I gotta go head right back up to Andres Espinosa, who is looking to make a move on Abigail on the inside of the bus stop. Abigail is just choosing to tuck in behind and just chill out in that draft. maybe not so chill. The heat of that car is coming, of both cars, is coming right off of them into Abigail's front bumper. Hopefully that thing doesn't melt by the end of this race. But that's put a gap from those two to Michael Houning, so that's taken a lot of pressure off of him. So I'm going to start heading back down through our field, just looking at Mark Santana, who's our steady Eddie of our last season. He's up in the P18. So he's done well for himself. I'm going to also pull up our biggest movers and shakers of the evening, who's gone up a lot of positions and down. Osvalda A, I'm so curious what his last name is, up 20 positions in P11. Carlos Otalora. I'm going to say it's Otalora. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, Carlos.
Nailed it.
Up 22 positions. Mark Santana is up 16 positions. Gary Watson's up 4. With the Monster Energy car. Down under. Tiago Militao. I'm going to go with
Perfect.
Militao. And then Young Choi directly behind. After his spin is in P20, 21. So it's not a bad spot to be still. Benjamin Roche up 8 positions. We got Taylor Maston, who just had a spin, just as I was about to mention him. Got passed by a guy without
up front?
By a guy
What's
without a
going
front
on?
hood. Something happened?
I don't know. Just live timings. Maybe the timing's off where I'm watching. No, nothing happened. False alarm. Sorry.
False alarm. Where was I? I was just following a guy without a hood and made a pass. Anyways. Oh, there's a car that spun there too. And that's and all these cars. Oh, yeah, it looks like it. And that's exactly what we were talking about earlier, is these new tires. I think it's just internet connections from guys that are having them come in and out, and that's all that's happening. You just gotta ignore it. And it's also the blue flag, because the cars are a lap down, so it's gonna put them in and out and around and all whatever. There.
And I felt like this is a 30-minute race?
Yeah, so this is 30 minutes. Oh, Aaron Hall in the two-face car is not doing as well as he liked. He's at P30. We're gonna. So.
Two-face car.
I like that two-face car. We got Marco Castro in P31 with the Red Bull car, the Red Bull liveries. I think Abigail Mayday is the first time I've seen the Red Bull car livery do well and have good luck. It's just, it's something about it. It just never works out, you know?
Yeah.
We got a whole bunch of cars 2 laps down. I guess they're quite far back, so we're going to look at who's the last car on the lead lap. It looks like it's Chuck Baker, and he's just going through the bus stop now. It looks like he has a new livery. I can never say that properly. Livery?
I think it's livery. Yeah, sure. We're the announcer today. That'll work.
Yeah, we'll make up the words that we like. There we go. It's whatever we want to make it. We got Patrick Hingston. It looks like he's about to catch up to Chuck Baker and lap him. So that'll mean approximately at the moment 28 cars are on the lead lap, and that's quite. That's actually quite a great number, to be honest. On size grids of like this, when over half of
love it.
Yeah, when over half of the cars make it, that's amazing. That's actually a really good number.
It's great. Yeah.
I've actually seen, in my experience, league races where you have a 40-car grid and only about 15 make the lead lap.
Wow.
So a lot of chaos. So for overall, I think this is pretty good.
And these guys at this time of the race too, like those tires are cooked. And for me, I'm a mid-race type, but after 20 minutes, I'm fried. My attention, I'm looking at texts. I'm wondering how much drink I got left. Looking around, it's a mental fortitude at this point. These guys are burning up. You know, they're tired of running these laps, and they're just giving it their all. It's a tough spot.
I gotta say, I'd be surprised if you'd still be doing that with 40 cars around you.
Oh. guys are on it.
Yeah, but Michael Hounik and Andres Espinosa, who definitely were racing each other last season, are now racing again against each other this season. Great to see Andres back in our races. Tough competitor. Missed him when he was gone. Michael Hounik, of course, was the winner of our season, the champion of our season last season, with Charlie Pouyer in second, and then it was Simon Fell in third. So it's
Oh
great.
yeah, wow.
Yeah, so it's great to see the size of the grid and where they're also our former top three and where they're where they've placed each other or themselves this season. Oh, it looks like Chuck Baker spun out and he's just yielding and letting the cars by.
Yeah, it's funny you say that too. And all the guys you rhyme off, they're all the guys that, some of them are clearly way out of the hunt, but they're on the same lap, so they're in it. You got to be in it with these big races, keep your cool, make smart moves.
Looks like Mark Santana. Oh no, he's still going. Benjamin Roche looks like he's out. Something has happened to him, it looks like. Oh, and let's head up to the leader. We got Patrick Hingston, who made a sizable gap, coming from 8th spot, making all those passes, and he has now taken that checkers flag and won both races. Congratulations to Patrick Hingston. Wow. Congratulations to Daniel Thomas coming in second. And Michael Hounik coming in at third.
Whoa!
Andres Espinosa in fourth. Abigail Mayday in fifth. Charlie Pouyer. Then we got Carl Ribbing, Manrique Valverde, who after his spin made up a lot of spots. Dan Morera taking advantage of that reverse grid. Bradley Hussey coming around in P11. We got Simon Fell coming around in P12. We got Mike C. Walsh in the drive for his life. I'm sure he needs a shower after this one. In 13th, Jeffrey Murillo in 14th, Luke Daniels in 15th. We got Carlos Odalora in 16th, Mark Santana in 17th, Gary Watson in 18th with Osvalda A. You gotta get your last name on there, man. In 19th, Tiago in 20, Benjamin Roche in 21 with Enrico Roja. I'm gonna go with Roja. Without his hood, crossing the line in P22. Michael Carrillo in 23, Ariel Julian in 24, Sean Mulholland in 25, Kevin Pace in 26. We got Young Choi in 27 after multiple spins, still coming across the line with, I don't know how your car is not broken after all of that, but here you go. Oh, no, it looks somewhat broken from behind.
Mm-hmm.
We got Chuck Baker, Michael David, and it looks like everyone has finished, so I'm actually going to pull up. I'm going to pull up our results of our feature race. So that was our
overalls.
Yeah, so that was our heat. This is our feature, and I'm going to just go through it once again. Congratulations for Patrick Hingston winning both races, getting maximum amount of points.
Was he our top qualifier too?
Let's pull up our qualifying real quick.
I think he may have been.
Patrick Hingston did qualify on pole, just barely by a thousandth of a second to Marco and a tenth of a second to Manrique. So this was definitely the race for Patrick. So that was the heat. This is now our feature. Our feature with Patrick Hingston in P1, Daniel Thomas P2, Michael Hounik P3, Andre Espinosa P4, Abigail Mayday P5, Ryan Winfeld in P6, Charlie Pouyer, our second place last season in P7, Carl Ribbing was P4 in our season last season, is in P8. Manrique Valverde made a recovery drive after his spin to get back up into 9th. Dan Morera in 10. Bradley Husty in 11. Simon Fell in 12. Mike C. Walsh, 13. Go take a shower, but I know you need it. Jeffrey Murillo, 14th. Luke Daniels, 15. Carlos Odalora, 16. Mark Santana, 17. Gary Watson in P18. We got Osvalda A, 19. Tiago Militao. Militao.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry, I gotta get you to tell me how to say that one. Benjamin Roshan 21, Enrico Roja 22. If I'm saying anyone's name wrong, please correct me. Um, and then Michael Carrillo 23, a rare Ariel Julian 24, Sean Mulholland 25, Kevin Pace 26, Young Choi 27, Michael David in 28, Chuck Baker in 29, Aaron Hall in 30, Taylor Maston in 31, Marco Castro 32, Ignacio Vieto 33, Ian Campbell 34, Henry Chung 35, Tom Jenkins 36, Emmanuel Ojo, I thought I'd see a lot higher up, to be honest, is in 37th. And then Rodrigo Hernandez, 38. Marco Valverde, 39. Kevin Sidhu in 40. Anthony Rodriguez in 41. And Mark Lampert, 42.
That's odd. Something definitely went wrong with Lampert for sure.
So,
Tough first race for Lampert.
definitely. So, what do you think? After seeing that race, what are your thoughts on
Wow,
the
lots to
league,
take
everything?
in. It's the format's great. Like I said, I've been out of it, but that 30 minutes, that's a test of just your endurance getting into it. Those guys managing their cars and pushing. It's great to see some of these guys coming from the back the entire race while managing your tires. I mean, there's just so many different strategies, and but man, what a dominating report by Hinkston, getting the pole 1-1. That's how you want to start the series. Hoanek, great drive, obviously up there. Daniel Thomas, new to me, still a great race. I'm not sure where that flag is too, where he's from,
Wales.
but Wales, okay.
He's all the way from
And
Europe.
and the rest, yeah, wow. So two Americans, Wales, Espinoza, Winfield, a nice drive too, even with that slip out. So that could be a little bit of a sleeper. He could have easily been in closer to those top fours looking at the timing. And who's our top placing Canadian for the first round?
I don't see very many. That's sad to
No.
me. Oh, I actually have
Maybe
Patrick
young
Kingston.
Sal?
Yeah, I've got Patrick Kingston in the waiting room here, the winner of our race, for an interview. So let's just pull him in and unmute. Is Patrick there?
Yeah, hello.
Hello, hey Patrick. Congratulations on the win of that race.
Nice drive, Patrick. Wow.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
Good.
How does it feel to be at the front of a 40-car grid?
I don't know, to be honest. It's
You're just all alone up front by yourself. You didn't see anyone, so it didn't really matter, I guess. But there had to have been some. You had to have been sweating a little bit when you knew you were going to come up to lappers. They're sometimes a little hard to predict. How did you get through
uh,
the lappers so good?
mm, uh, I was just like patient around them, to be honest. So
Kind of knew you had the speed, so hey, lift a little bit extra just to be safe. Nice play.
Yeah, definitely. And that was quite a drive to go from eighth all the way back up to first position. So you're our first driver so far to gain all of the points, to take all the points from both races. So that'll put you in first for the season. And so that was an amazing drive to watch. So good job for um, on that. Um, so what was I thinking? Is yeah, you must need a shower after that. That must have been a hell of a drive. Just don't look back. What were you thinking in the start of the feature race? Did you have any kind of game plan going in, coming into it at eighth spot?
uh, I just was thinking about being like aggressive in the start, cause like if you like after one lap you can't really pass, cause it's kind of hard.
Yeah. And then how did the tires feel for you at the end of the race? Actually, this is the question we've all been curious of: is at the midway and at the end of the race, how do the tires feel? Because this race is much longer than our public official races. So how did the car feel? How did the tires feel?
To be honest, the tires actually felt like really good, cause like normally, like I've done like a lot of officials and like the tires felt like terrible, like in the start. So yeah, just surprising.
Yeah, but that's good to hear. So the car didn't feel absolutely terrible at the end. Okay.
But I was careful on my tires too. I was like short shifting out of the corners and everything. So
So now we know the
Giving away
secret.
all your secrets there, yeah.
Yeah, so now we know the secret. Shift early. Okay, we're gonna have to let you go. And we're gonna just
Anyone you wanted to thank there, Hingston?
my family and my team. So yeah.
Awesome. Great job, guys. Dominant.
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. And good race, buddy.
Thanks.
And that was it. I guess we're gonna close out on our broadcast now. Yeah, and thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for showing up. And yeah, don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on Twitch, hit that follow button and please hit this. Use your Amazon Prime. Why do I always trip over my own words like that? I don't get it. Use your Amazon Prime link to your Twitch to subscribe to our channel to support the league. Doesn't cost anything extra for you, and it just helps the league that much more. We appreciate every little bit of help that we can get. And yeah, have a good evening, folks, and hope you enjoyed the race. Okay. There.